Hey guys, about to do an RMA here, a live RMA. I know we took a little bit of a break from that because we're getting busy here, getting things done for our new place, but Jeff is now over there getting it done, so I'm going to be able to sit here and catch back up. So let me see if I can open this box and try to do this without revealing. It's a pain in the butt to open these things. Let me see if I can do it this way. So inside we have an HGLRC. There's nothing else there. So this side. Let's open this up. Okay. And here is the paperwork. All right. So let's go to the RMA page and let me read again what this is in here for. Give me 1 second to pull that up. Straighten out our table a little bit. Okay, let's see. 7222. There we go. Okay. So the RMA for this one says about a sector. Tell them to wait 1 second, please.
1 second.
1 sec, dude. Sector 150. When I put the battery up, it started smoking. Can't find. Okay, whatever. All right. So can't find no help. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So here's our sector. Sector 150 drone. When I put my battery up, it started smoking. Can't find no help. Okay, so, well, all right. So first things first is that, well, let me just see what we got here because I'm trying to understand. I'm not really sure how this was done because this doesn't look like work done by HGLRC. Let me check this invoice. This is a plug-and-play version, which means that the person had to, see, that's what they don't mention. This person had to have opened this up. Is he talking to me?
1 second.
Just tell him 1 second, I'll be there. Are you guys logged in? JJ, do you have us in a match? Okay, so I'm just gonna. All right, are we in a match? Ask him if we're. I'll be right back, guys.
What are you making?
All right, so I'm looking at this RMA. So we're getting back to this RMA, and we're gonna look at the area that's attached here. This is the guy, Sam, that said that he plugged in a battery and it caught up on fire.
Yes.
But it's very confusing because. Hey, will you find my, sorry to ask, but could you find that coffee you made me? I don't know where it is, but I grabbed the wrong one.
Probably saw on the counter.
So this thing, I mean, it's been flown. This didn't just plug in your battery and it caught on fire.
Did he say he never flew it?
He just said, I mean, the thing is, I bought a Sector 150, and when I put my battery up, it started smoking. I can't find no help. I don't know what to do. I spent $200, blah, blah, blah. I build drones for a living, so it's not like I'm inexperienced or anything like that. I figured it has some kind of warranty. It does not have a warranty, sir, on something like this, but it has been, no, I'm just looking at it. I mean, it's got grass marks all throughout it, so this thing has been flown. The fact that the grass is stuck like that tells me that it was wet. And I mean, I understand the gentleman's built drones before, but nobody would wire a drone like this, where you have the wires coming from the outside. The only other thing is you can see where the capacitor has been cooked. Yeah. And you can see that the wires here, you know, I mean, I don't know if they touched. I don't know what happened. But I know that this didn't come like this because he bought a PNP. So he had to have put in the receiver. The receiver is wired wonky. But I did a continuity test and I don't see anything there. What I don't know is with all the hot glue that he used right here, I'll have to check that out. I don't see anything else. Just trying to see if I have any. I don't seem to show any continuity here at all for this. So I'm gonna turn the soldering on, but yeah, I mean, like it's very misleading when it says I plugged in a battery and it caught on fire without saying, hey, I flew it and crashed it or something, because there's grass all up in this. So it doesn't help me to figure out what's wrong, but this thing is covered in hot glue. And I thought the VTX was here, but he's using an actual VTX. I mean, that was just me remembering the way they used to do some of these. So what I'm going to do is, can you also check for me a sector 150? Something about this doesn't look right either, but I just need to verify.
Does it have to be like 4S, 6S into
Well, I tell you what, this is a 4S.
Okay.
You can even grab a used one or one that's here on RMA.
I'm upstairs. I think we have some upstairs.
Well, what I'm curious about is the XT60.
Yeah.
I need to see what it looks like from HGLRC.
Okay.
Please, and thank you. All right, I'm going to remove his wiring here. All right. I mean, there's something about this that's catching me, but I could be completely wrong, so let's just wait and see. At the same time, let's go ahead and melt this hot glue. And let me be clear, I mean, you don't leave a receiver exposed. I mean, there's literally no heat shrink on this receiver at all. I find it, I mean, that's, no offense, but that's not the sign of somebody who does this a lot by any means, because, you know, it's common sense here. And again, no disrespect to anybody, but I mean, I'm calling it like I see it. I mean, there's a ton of hot glue stacked on here, but there's no, I mean, you've got no shielding, no heat shrink on this at all. I don't know why anybody would do that, but I would definitely, you know, bind button's been broken. I don't know. There's more to this story, I think. And I'm really not sure where to go from here on it, but you know what? That's my job, and that's what I'm gonna do. So let me just check this out. And I'm gonna get my smoke stopper here. Even though this looks a little iffy, I am gonna go ahead and just see what we have. Now I'm gonna spread these out. This could be a very big problem, but let me just see what happens. Yeah, I'm not really, I think the 5-volt is probably fried. That may be why, because if I plug this in, this will be interesting. Wait, is that it? No, that's right. So, what I'm hoping is that the USB doesn't initialize, but it looks like the board is, yeah, the board's dead. So I think we have I'm gonna guess this thing might be getting super hot
This is
here.
a 150.
It's a sector 150?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this board's getting hot. Yeah, let me turn that off. All right, let's see what this one looks like. Thanks, babe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
See, this is what's getting me here, and this is the same quad basically.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, that wiring looks okay. I don't know. You see, it does look fine though. So. Thanks, babe. That's all I needed on that. Is that this box? Yeah. I'm gonna restart my computer now because it's all gone to crap. Okay. All right, so getting back to this here, looks like the flight controller's been toasted. I can't really tell you why it caught on fire just yet. I can tell you that the thing has been flown. It wasn't just plugged into, and that was the end of it. But beyond that, there's really not much out here. Looks like the 5-volt regulator is shot, and I'm trying to see if maybe on the soldering of the receiver, but there, look at that. Bless you. That's what it was.
What was it?
He's soldering on his receiver was bad. That killed this. So let's clean this up.
You good to go?
And we might have saved him. But this is on him.
Yeah. Do any parts have to be repaired? Or like replaced?
No, he just needs to solder better. I think we might be okay. I may replace his
Faster?
his cap. Yeah, I'll probably do that. But this is definitely on the user side. So let me just see if I can.
Was this part of the boxes? This kind of like.
Yeah, it came for us to look at, see if we liked it, if we thought it would help.
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you see if it fits drones? It's really for drones, not for you. But if you might just go that extra mile for me here.
It's really sweet.
I'll let you keep the demo one. Good God.
It's really sweet that he sent me a new purse.
Yeah. All right, so we have the new capacitor on there. Gentleman needs to definitely do a better job of his wiring. But again, that's just because I'm a pain in the butt when it comes to stuff like this. You gotta take your time, you gotta wire properly, and just to let you know, you always wanna wire from the inside out and protect your wires. It makes no sense to go from the outside in and just fold the wire over. That adds more stress to the wire than you need to. But hey, everybody does it, we all make our mistakes. And now if we can all just find my tweezers, that'd be great. I can't look at them with these Magoo goggles on. Let's see what we got. Where did my tweezers go? Ma, where's my tweezers, woman? I know you heard me.
No.
Help a brother out, would you? Oh, there you go. We got him. Thanks. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and reconnect his stuff properly. So first thing we're going to do is let's clean this up. Okay, let's plug that back in, do a verification on this one, make sure it looks okay. All right, we got lights blinking.
Alright, I took care of your Amazon return too.
Okay, thank you. Some heat shrink on this here. Okay, there's that. Now we will put this properly where it needs to go. That means that we will bring it right under here. Just like this. And we'll put it right here. And we will actually zip tie it. Where it needs to go, and not gob it up with a bunch of nasty glue. Although I love hot glue, but I mean, I don't love hot glue in place of, you know, alternative methods that are cleaner and better and safer, like heat shrink. There, look at that, much better, man, much better. Okay, now your stuff is on there properly. Let's get your antennas ready. Let's leave it there. disconnect the VTX. Okay, but what I can do is get into beta flight now. So log into my computer. That's right. Log into my computer. Well, let's see where we're at now. Okay, I'm unplugging VTX because it'll interfere with our wireless signal for the cameras that we're filming right now. But I'll test the VTX before it sends out. Main thing right now is to see if we can get any kind of response, motor response or what have you. And then from there, if we can get response, we'll see what happens next. So here it goes. Okay, let's open beta flight. Give me a second to open the computer up. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and connect. I'm going to attach our power. Okay, let's turn it on. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and disconnect. Excellent. Now let's disconnect our USB, turn off the power, plug our USB back in, turn on our power. No, actually, let's turn that off. We want to go to our settings over here. Keep the power off. Let's go here. Let's go to motors. Let's go ahead and calibrate. Just disconnect. Let's head on over back to BL Heli. Read the setup again. Okay. Motor 1. 10/16, 2008, motor 2, 10/16, 2008, motor 3, 10/16, 2008, motor 4. That's perfect. Let's go ahead and select them all. Take programming off, write this to setup. Okay, let's disconnect. Go back to beta flight now. Go to motors, see what happens. Motor 1, nope. Motor 2, nope. Motor 3, nope. Motor 4, nope. Okay, so unfortunately, while it looks like we're okay, one thing is for certain is that we have something toasted on here. What we don't know is if it's the motor or the ESC. So what we're going to do is we will take a motor that we know works. Let me find one real quick. About this stinks. So he'd blown all his motors? Is that even possible? No way. That's crazy. I gotta see now. I gotta see for myself. Because now we know. Shoot. No way. This guy could have toasted all his motors full, you know. Something didn't seem right about that. Sure enough. Get out of town. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we'll do next, just to make sure everything's 100%.
Able to get it?
Hey, can you do me a favor?
Uh-huh.
Can you find me these motors?
What are they? 1408.
These are 1408 3600 kV.
I don't know how many I have.
Well, we must have something 3600.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the motors off. I mean, like, there's no way. I would have never guessed that you would have damaged the motor. So now I've got to just really check a few things out here just to see, because it looks to me like, and I'm going to remove the motors and put them under the microscope here, because it looks to me like he's blowing all the motors. But I mean, I have not seen something come like that where all 4 motors are toast. But never know. Tell you what, I'm starting to get the feeling.
Do you need 4?
I mean, that's what it, yeah.
Well, I didn't know if one was bad or not.
No, it looks like all 4 are bad. Why, what do we have?
I only have 2 left. I have
But
to
what's the other model that we have? We have a bunch of those.
At the warehouse. I only had 20 here. So I have 2 now that I have left, and then I gotta go get some more. But we've got the other model of those is 2400.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. I think that, I don't know, babe. I think this guy, I think he used the long screws and they took them out to, I don't know, I hate to say that, but I mean, like, right where the screw would be,
Yeah.
is just this nastiness on this coil. And it resembles what happens when somebody puts on a screw. I mean, like, that's just perfectly right on that screw hole right there. So that screw, a longer screw, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So initially this got sent back with a shorter screw, but that's usually what people do when they realize they made a mistake and they don't want to own up to it. Now, you see what I'm talking about though. So I'm going to screw this screw in. Now this is a longer one, right? So you'll see though what I'm talking about here. If I continue to screw this in, see that right there? That makes perfect contact right there. And I think that this gentleman did that, and I bet you if we look around at the other motors, we're going to see the same thing. I think
Go back to the pictures to see if I see anything.
you won't see it. It's already been changed. You see, that's the thing. That's the sneaky part about it. And I'm not going to say negative, but I'm just going to be honest here that, here, let me brighten up the camera a little bit. So this is the area. There's one spot right there. And you can see, because even if you look at the copper, it's been, you can see where it's been pressed right here. As a matter of fact, is that split? I think that copper might be broken. Let me see. It is. Look, guys, you see that right there? You can't bullshit me out of this, guys. Come on now. All you have to do is tell me what happened. But this is, look, you see how that's broken? That's because a screw went through and broke it. I mean, I know I'm going to catch hell from the guy who bought this. He didn't buy it from me, but everybody always gets defensive when I say, look, I know what you did. All you had to do was just tell me the truth. And they're like, no, I didn't do anything. Well, your copper's broken, and it's broken right under where the screw would go. So I'm telling you right now that you screwed this motor in. You used the wrong screws. And the reason it even seems more plausible now is because you don't have the prop guards on yours. And a lot of times when people say, all right, that's motor one, we're just going to take that out. You brought me a motor, babe?
I brought you 2.
Where are they?
They're right there. I set them on your
I see it. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to... God, it's so good to be back and doing live RMAs. Babe, don't ever let me take time off from that, because, man, I love doing this part. It's like forensics. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
not as cool. And you don't need as much of an education for it, but still is kind of neat. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to put this motor back on. All right? And I promise you, I bet you this motor's going to start up. Okay, so let's just go ahead and prepare to solder. I mean, look, guys, and you can't get mad at me when I call you out, okay? Just please. I mean, it's my job, all right? But I'm not. Nobody knows who you are. I don't say your name, but if you go blasting me, I'm going to. So just let's be cool about it, and understand that. I have a feeling maybe, you know, I don't know. But this gentleman says he builds drones, so he knows better. But in either case, maybe honestly, it was an honest mistake. I don't know. Forgive me, but I see too many people try to do it and claim it as an honest mistake when it's not. So I've lost faith in the honest mistake. All right, so here it is. Let's plug this back in. Let's turn this on. Let's show some beta flight here. Actually, we'll do the other way, make beta flight the small screen. Here's a new motor. Let's connect. Let's go to motors. Let's go to number 2. And look at that. This sucker spins with no problem. Yeah, there's nothing. The reason this thing may have caught fire is if you ground all your motors, you're screwed. Bless you. All right, well, I'm not going to replace all these motors. This gentleman's going to have to agree to that first, plus pay labor and everything else. So let's just go ahead and set this aside. Let's take out the next motor. Oh, I guess I'll go with this one. Okay, there we go. You see, guys, there's 2 sizes of screws when you order from HGLRC. You get the size, the longer size if you're going to be using prop guards, and there's a smaller size if you're not. And a lot of people make the mistake of taking the prop guards off and then putting the original long screws back in. It's a big mistake. Don't do that. And I have a feeling, I'm willing to bet that's kind of what happened here. And maybe the gentleman didn't notice. I don't know. But I don't think that in either case, I'm not really sure. Okay, so let's put this one under the microscope. Let's see now. Okay, now I'm having to take educated guesses here, but I'm going to hope that I'm not too far off. So let's go ahead and turn on the microscope again. And here we go. Okay. See that? That's directly under where that screw goes in, right? Now come on, guys. Pretty simple. You see all this, right? And you notice it's not, for example, on these coils here, right? Or on the next coils, because there's no screw over there. You notice that, or look on the coils prior to. Look at this one right here. Let me see if I can get my pointer. Right, look at how clean this is. But look at the one directly under the screw holes right here. Look at that. Look, watch. You see how I can just grab that and move it? It's because it's snapped. Look. You see that? Wow, look at that. Here, I'll pull it out of here so you guys can just get a better look. Look at that. There it is. There's your wire. There's the copper. And that's because somebody screwed in the screws too long and snapped. What they did was they cooked it. If you ever are on the receiving end of this, you will have a drone that gets so hot. I mean, you could smell it burning while it's flying for the first 30 seconds. And then, will it catch on fire? Well, it'll definitely overheat. And yeah, I guess it could catch on fire. There's your other part of the broken. And again, you can see where it's all been pressed down right here, which is because the screw is too long. All right, I don't need to do much more work on this one. I will take the other 4 motors off though, so if you'll give me a second, at least this way we can verify that all of them were done this way. And the gentleman will need new motors. He will need, well, that's pretty, I think we can get away with just the new motors for right now. Looks like everything else was okay. I mean, straighten up some soldering and such, but honestly, this is the big problem, and it's a simple mistake that people make. Don't use long screws, please. All right, let's put this one under the microscope next. Let's see if we have the same problem here. There we go. All right, so looking at this, get this one. Ooh, you see that? Again, all this debris right here. Okay, and look, you see how loose these are? That's because they've been pressed, and they don't necessarily have to be broken. Okay, look, I'm gonna run you see how I run this across here, and none of these coils move. But the minute I run it across here, you can see them moving. Okay, they may be snapped, or they may be pressed, but no matter what, you can see where you have, look at that, all that crap right there, because this is where the screw pressed down on it. Make sense? That's another motor that's damaged. Let's see on this part though. Let me see. I'm gonna go to another. Oh, look at this one. This is the other screw hole on the same motor. Okay. Look at the damage here. See how you have this, there's your copper that's broken. And that's why you're getting that problem. All right, and then the last motor. Go. And I mean, right off the bat, you can see it's broken right here. Look, see that? Okay. So there you go. There you have it. Let me put this. All right, guys. So basically, what we've got is we've got 4 damaged motors. All the motors have been, the screws are too long. When he screwed them in, chances are this customer took the prop guards off and then used the same screws and didn't think to go to the shorter screws. However, when he shipped them, he did ship them with the shorter screws in. So look, let me just make this easier for everybody. I don't know if this customer did that on purpose or not, but he did make the conscious effort of at least changing the screws out to the correct ones. Unfortunately, though, I mean, that doesn't cover up the mistakes that have happened. The wires don't lie, they're broken, and there's clear marks where the screws have hit. So what we do know is the customer put in a different screw than what he shipped it with, which is, the person who owns this drone. He's not a customer of mine, but in either case. So to him, I'll have to let him know that even though he did try to correct it, we still found out that the screws were the wrong ones. And that's it. That pretty much does it. So that does it for this RMA. There's not going to be any warranty on this one. The gentleman will have to buy 4 motors and then pay for the work that's been done. So in the future, guys, please be careful. And most of all, please let me know exactly what happened. Be honest with me about it, okay? Because you can't hide some of this stuff. All right, guys, if you have any questions, as always, you can always head on over to our Facebook groups page right there, and you can hit us up. You'll have to join in, and then we'll get somebody, one of the moderators will approve you, and then you get in there and start asking questions if you want. And please, I will ask you, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow, trying to show my kids that I am cool and am a YouTuber. There was just a boxing match this weekend, and I told them that I will box for YouTube if I can just get enough followers to where YouTube will ask me to box. I'm going to be on the next fight card. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. God bless, be safe, and most of all, spend time with your family, guys. You never know how much time you have left, so please make the most of it. You can always fly later. Talk to you soon. Peace. Bye. I might be on the fight card. What are you laughing at? Nah, I don't want to talk about it.